Are you trying to study physiology and feeling lost? In Unraveling Human Physiology, I will try to make physiology easier for you to understand.
Hi! Following our body acid-based regulation series, today we are going to talk about how pH tends to change in the body.
If I state body pH is 7.4, would you agree with me? Probably yes, but is this pH ever challenged? Yes, it is always challenged by the waste product of cellular energy metabolism. And what are these waste products? There are mainly two kinds: volatile acid, that is carbon dioxide, and non-volatile acid. There are plenty of non-volatile acid. One of them is lactic acid. So let's start discussing volatile acid. Where do they come from? They are the waste product of aerobic glycolysis. Aerobic glycolysis is a process where glucose splits to form ATP. ATP is the form that cells stores energy. The waste products of these reactions are water and carbon dioxide. Water is not a problem for the body, but carbon dioxide dissolves in water to form carbonic acid. As I explained you before, carbonic acid will tend to lower pH, so we need to eliminate it. Carbon dioxide is a gas, so we call it a volatile acid. As it is small and neutral, it can enter or exit the cell without the need of transporters. And we eliminate carbon dioxide through the lungs. To give you an idea of the magnitude that we need to eliminate each day, the body produces 15,000 milliequivalent per day of carbon dioxide. So there's a key point to remember. We eliminate volatile acid through the lungs. So let's discuss now non-volatile acids. There are many ways the body produces non-volatile acid, but the main one comes from anaerobic glycolysis. Anaerobic glycolysis is a process where glucose splits to form ATP, but in the absence of oxygen. So instead of forming 36 ATPs per glucose, it forms 2. The other difference of this reaction is that the waste product is not carbon dioxide, but lactic acid. There are many types of anaerobic glycolysis. Most of them come from the incomplete metabolism of organic compounds. Sometimes it is carbohydrates as glucose, but it can also be the metabolism of fats and proteins. Most of the time, the end product is lactic acid, as I explained you before, but it can also be ketoacids. Ketoacids are a huge problem in patients with diabetes mellitus, which is not controlled, because it can lead to a metabolic form of acidosis. But anaerobic glycolysis is not the only source of non-volatile acids. There are other reactions in the body that can produce this type of acids. We can mention sulfur-containing amino acid oxidation that gives urea, phosphor-containing metabolism that gives phosphat, the oxidation of lysine or arginine that gives urea, and finally, the metabolism or the injection of certain organic acids. All of these compounds have in common that they are not gases and they're acids, so non-volatile acids. Also, most of them are not small, neither neutral, so they cannot enter or exit the cell easily. And finally, they cannot be eliminated through the lungs, which is the magnitude of non-volatile acid that we produce per day, between 70 and 100 milliequivalents. That's a tiny mass if we compare with volatile acids. Remember, it were 15,000 milliequivalents per day. But volatile acids are very easy to eliminate from the body. Instead, non-volatile acids needs the kidney and a process that takes time and more energy. And here's another key point. Non-volatile acids are disposed through the kidneys. So, summing up this part, most of the hydrogen ions that challenge pH every day are products of the cellular energy metabolism. the body produces 15,000 milliequivalents per day of carbon dioxide. As carbon dioxide is a gas, we call that volatile acids. The body also produces about 70 milliequivalents per day of non-volatile acid that can come from anaerobic glycolysis or the metabolism of certain compounds in the body.